Hello and good morning, aspirants. So let's see the important news that you have to cover from the today's The Hindu as well as Indian Express paper. So the first news is regarding the UAPA sections in Jammu and Kashmir. The Jammu and Kashmir High Court is saying that if anyone is advocating for the secession, etc., in the state, then it will demand for UAPA. Okay. So now I will give you an interesting fact about the Jammu and Kashmir. You know that the Supreme Court, seat of Supreme Court is always in Delhi, right? You know this. But there is only one incident in this entire history. Okay, until now, there is only one history that Supreme Court had made a seat outside the Delhi. Where it is? It is in Srinagar. In Srinagar, once the Supreme Court has made its seat, like just for hearing one case, the Chief Justice of India and the Constitutional Bench has moved to the Srinagar and sat there to hear a case. Okay, so there is the rarest of rare events. You remember this as a fact. And now next thing is the preamble. Since preamble is always in news that the I was advocating like we have to remove the secular socialist word. Now the lawmakers is clarifying our government is not having such kind of intention. It is one thing relief. Now the most important now is that India UK trade deal. Okay, the bilateral deal. Why it is important? Because this is something very important for Britain more than India. Why I would say? Because after the Brexit, this is a major deal. The Minister of UK itself is saying that. So, whom this bill will be benefiting? Whom this trade link will be benefiting in India? This will benefit the MSME sector. This will benefit the farmers of here, and it will benefit the Indian foodware, jewelry export, etc. and seafood and engineering goods sectors. And what will be benefiting in the British sector? The British medical devices, but this will be not favorable in India. Okay, and the aerospace parts, etc. This will demand only the less tariff. That is the important. As you know that the reservation topic is always on news. Now again, the Chief Justice is highlighting the famous judgment of Indra Sohani case. Okay, that is the High Court of Calcutta, that is High Court of Bengal has all challenged and stayed the OBC list. Okay, so OBC list, if a state want to add some caste to the OBC list, only executive order is needed as per the Indra Sohani case. This is something the Supreme Court is saying again in this case also. Okay, now, the most important point for this year is the best way to create terror in India is to disrupt the parliament. Why does it? This is something said by the Supreme Court itself. In what case? That is in 2023. If you remember that some students entered into the parliament and they created some kind of fear. Okay. So the advocate of them is saying that this is not amounting to the terrorist act. This is just like they are just writing, the highlighting the importance like the unemployment situation, not to create terror. But here the bench is saying that the way in which terror can be created is by disrupting parliament.